So what does happen when an architect gets a brief from an old family friend? Well, you get a house like this. Billy, congratulations on what a fantastic house. Now tell us, you had the dream client brief.
Our client was focused on a new family home. They wanted it to function like a family home, and essentially they gave us a pretty much open brief.
And that's because you've got a very special family relationship.
Yes, we have. Steve and I grew up together, and it's quite nice actually to be able to design a family home for him.
And it's essentially a courtyard house, isn't it?
That was one of the, I suppose, challenging aspects in terms of the design brief in the beginning, where the house departs from the traditional suburban home, where you have the backyard at the back, linking it to open spaces or living spaces. Essentially, this is a big courtyard house.
It's very, very striking from the front.
Well, the site has a significant fall from the back to the front, east to the west. We used the fall of the land to have this heroic or grand gesture into the street, where you sort of ascend up into the front entry.
And what do you think that adds to the house?
For us, it's a classical idea. We're reconnecting with the past, where you have their sense of arrival to the house is very important, and understanding where that entry point is. One of the things that we're interested in doing is trying to establish a material palette that's warm, not obvious. We sort of wanted to bring it into the space, so when you come from into the entry, into the space itself, you have moments where the brick actually goes from outside into inside.
So tell me about the bricks that you chose.
The brick is actually a Spanish brick. It's called La Paloma Muro. We chose it purely because of its striking, beautiful off-white colour. The brick has a 50s sort of feel to the design, given that there were some beautiful houses built in this particular area in the 50s and the modernist sort of age. So we were interested in reconnecting with that idea, but narrating, I suppose, the material in a contemporary way.
And we've got this fantastic pool.
Yeah,
so you can essentially be there watching telly and look at your kids in the pool. Was this always part of the plan?
Given it's facing north and we have a sort of step in the landscape, it was an interesting way to actually integrate the pool, but also to make it part of an ornamental component to the design as well.
Did you specify the furniture as well?
We created some of the artwork. The front entry sculpture is one of ours, and because the house is orientated to the west, you have the light coming through, and when the light hits that sculpture, the shadows do some interesting things at different times of the year.
This sort of the fireplace separator is really nice, isn't it?
We also wanted to sort of have some sort of compartmentalisation, but also have that visual connection. So the fireplace is open, you can see through the fire as well, so that's quite nice.
The front room I love, which is like an adult's retreat, isn't it?
There's a family of 5 here, so kids are growing up, they want their own spaces, or parents want to go into another zone. So we're trying to create another space where it's experientially different, materials different. That also captures that beautiful glass panel from the street and brings in the neighbourhood context into that space.
So as an architect, is it nice to experience your work?
It is. When we finished the house, we had our parents, the grandkids and all of us. So I got to experience that on a personal level, but also as an architect to see how the space works.